Hey YouTube, it's MrRampro, and we've got another review. This is the Spyderco Yojimbo 2, and let me lead by saying wow. I think this is a great blade. Wow. I think this is a great blade. No, I'm not going to do it a third time. I'll save you. I think this is an awesome EDC blade. I love the Wharncliffe style blade, and I like the utility of that shape. I like that straight edge for push cuts and stuff like that, and I really like the design. The ergonomics are great. It fits in your hand really well, and it allows for your hand just to go straight to the natural position, kind of like the Spyderco 2, where you have a natural position that your hand goes to as soon as you pick the blade up. As soon as I grab this blade, my hand just goes straight there. I can choke up further if I need to, but my hand just naturally falls right there on the Spyderco. Now, these are my personal, hands, obviously, and my personal ergonomics and how I feel about them, kind of like the Mannix 2. Great ergonomics, great just overall, fits in your hand, feels comfortable, just nice and tight. There are other knives that don't fit quite so well. This is not one of them. This is another one of the great ones that just fits your hand nice. Cold Steel Recon 1. Yojimbo 2, that exact thing. It just fits in my hand really well. My thumb just naturally wants to go up here behind the blade and is just begging to cut something. I know that this knife was designed as by Michael Janik as I think a self-defense blade or something like that. Me personally will not be attempting to use it in that manner. If I've got to, I've got to. It'll be a weapon of opportunity if I need it to be. Which is kind of, it's one of those things, oh cool that he thought about it or whatever, but that's going to go with any knife. If I'm carrying a thin bladed knife like that J.D. Smith, or if I'm carrying a little flashlight, it's going to become a weapon of opportunity if I need it to. And that's how I feel about the folding knives. I don't carry anything with intentions, well, shy from my pistols, with that being the thing, like where self-defense is just the big thing that I need to be doing with it. Now, obviously, the pistol, it's got, one purpose, to shoot. So, if it's not at people, then it's at a target, prepping for people. Or, prepping for bad guys, or whatever, however you need to label it to make yourself okay with that. But, this here, I think first and foremost, a utility knife. Second of all, could it back up as something more? Possibly. But it could back up as something more, just like this multi-tool could. So, in my opinion, maybe a little bit more effective than the multi-tool, but both of them could serve in that role if they needed to. This here, I will say, the quality is really good. The grind lines seem to be fairly even on both sides. This is made in Golden, Colorado. I would say that I would like a bigger opening hole. I mentioned that in one of my other videos. The Mannix 2, a nice big hole. The Paramilitary 2, a nice big spider hole. I think in the Yojimbo 2, they should have given it a nice big spider hole. You can see there that it's partially covered by the handle when it's closed, whereas these two are bigger and they're not covered. So that's kind of a let's see, there you go. That's kind of a little bit, difference on design. But overall, I like it. It kind of does limit your thumb flicking out ability, which is one of the, my favorite ways to open the knives, just flicking them out like that. But either way, I think it's working pretty well. I'm not going to harp too much on that. You do not have a lanyard hole. You do have full-way clip position, so you can carry it any way you want to, unlike the Mannix 2, where it's only tip up, but much like the Paramilitary 2. And it's also like the Paramilitary 2 in other ways, as in the compression lock. Both of them have the compression lock. I'm in love with the compression lock ever since I had it on the Paramilitary 2. And I really can't say anything bad about it. I like it. It doesn't seem to engage or disengage when I don't want it to. And it really does kind of suit my needs as far as an EDC type knife lock. It's really overall, I think, a great design, and it served me well. The cutouts for this particular compression lock on the Yojimbo 2 are different. I don't know if you can see those or not. I'll get a pointer out here, but we'll use a little bit of that sunlight. In the Paramilitary 2, you can see it's rounded a little bit deeper. Yojimbo 2. It's squared and not so deep, a little shallow there. But I still find that the purchasability on it are about the same. When I first got it, yeah, it seemed like it wasn't really that good. But if you can see here, if you go too much further, let me see, I might have to do this with a flashlight, but if you go too much further, that blade tang, when it shuts, is going to pop your finger right off that compression lock. Now, I'm in there all the way with the paramilitary 2. My finger is hit by that little bit of the choil sticking out. So it's still covered, but it allows me to get my finger in there a little bit more on the paramilitary 2, which I really can't do that much on this one just because of that design. So yeah, it still hits about the same. Okay, never mind. Take that back. I was thinking that it wouldn't. Maybe it's just me personally and how I hold them. That's got to be it then. So I apologize for trying to sell you guys a dirty lie. But either way, the cutouts, they seem to function as designed. You know, they do what they need to do. Pocket clip is about the same. The finish, obviously, a little different. The G10 from the factory is really nice. It's the same as what's on your Mannix 2. Just that nice peel ply. Overall, good G10. I know my Mannix 2 came with some quality escape issues as far as just blade grinds and stuff like that, and the G10 being a little rough in certain areas. As far as unfinished rough is what I mean by that. But this here, perfect. Don't have a problem with it. I love the little narrow tip on the handle. I really, really like that. Just fits in your hand great. Overall, I think a great blade, and I was looking for a nice blade made in the U.S. that I could add to my rotation, and I seem to have found a couple here in the past 2 or 3 years, and there are several more. I have a couple more, but as far as Spyderco's EDC rotation, that's them. I have the Emerson that I add to that, and the DPX Hest. So right here, these are my Spyderco's for EDC rotation. All of them I like. None of them are for sale, and all of them serve their purposes extremely well. Overall, Yojimbo 2, a great, great knife. I would buy another, and I will as soon as I can find one available. If you search the Bay, you can probably find it. That's where I got this. I didn't pre-order like I should have, and I ended up paying for it. I paid a little more for this on eBay than what I should have, but you know, I really wanted it, and I just sucked it up. I paid an extra, I think, $30 or something like that. So either way, it is what it is. Still money well spent, yes, totally. Either way, I think this was 139, 140, 135, something like that. 130, 80 something with shipping, and then 120. So something like that. I mean, you're looking max about 130 a piece. So you know, on some of these blades, quality is about the same. This one being the most expensive out of the bunch, and is the only one not made in the United States and has VG10. So I think that's kind of crazy. The Yojimbo 2, I did not mention it, does have S30V, and I will be attempting to maintain it a little bit better than I did my paramilitary. I let my paramilitary 2 go a really long time without being sharpened, and that just can't happen. That S30V takes so long to get back to a good workable edge. That was just a dumb mistake. So I need to be sharpening it every day and just maintaining it. So that's what I'll do. I appreciate you guys watching, and if you're looking for a great blade with a nice Warncliffe shape, check it out. Thanks a lot, guys.